Welcome to Stoic Spirit, your guide to living a wiser, calmer, and more meaningful life. Understanding the psychology of women isn't always easy, but what if Stoic philosophy could give you a deeper, more meaningful perspective? Stoicism isn't just about self-control. It's about empathy, understanding, and building stronger connections. Today, we'll explore how you can apply Stoic principles to better understand and love the women in your life. Whether it's your partner, a friend, or a family member, these timeless lessons will help you create relationships rooted in respect, trust, and mutual growth. If you're ready to transform your relationships, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more life-changing insights. Let me know in the comments, what challenges do you face in understanding the women in your life? And make sure to watch until the end for the most valuable takeaway. Let's dive in. 1. Listen and understand without judgment. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is active listening. This means truly hearing what someone is saying without immediately judging, interrupting, or reacting. When it comes to understanding women, this skill is absolutely invaluable. Women often communicate not just to share information, but to express emotions, needs, and desires. It's about connection, not just conversation. For example, imagine your partner comes home after a long, stressful day and starts venting about her boss or a difficult project. Your first instinct might be to jump in with solutions. You should do this, or why don't you try that? Or even brush it off with a casual, it'll be fine. But here's where Stoicism comes in. Instead of reacting, pause and truly listen. Ask yourself, what is she really trying to say? Is she looking for advice, or does she just need someone to hear her out? As Epictetus wisely said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This isn't just a clever saying, it's a profound reminder that listening is an act of love and respect. When you listen without judgment, you create a safe space for her to open up, which deepens your connection and builds trust. Here's a practical way to practice active listening. The next time she shares something, resist the urge to interrupt or offer solutions right away. Instead, focus on her words, her tone, and her body language. Nod, make eye contact, and occasionally paraphrase what she's saying to show you're engaged. For example, you might say, "It sounds like you're really frustrated with how things are going at work. That must be tough." This simple act of validation can make her feel seen, heard, and understood. But active listening goes beyond just words. It's about being fully present in the moment. Put away distractions, your phone, the TV, or whatever else might divide your attention. Show her that she has your undivided focus. This small but meaningful gesture communicates that she matters to you. Another Stoic technique to enhance listening is premeditatio malorum, anticipating challenges. Before a conversation, remind yourself, my goal is to understand her, not to fix her problems. This mental preparation helps you stay calm and focused, even if the conversation becomes emotional. Remember, listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions behind them. When you master this skill, you'll find that your relationship becomes a space of mutual respect and emotional intimacy. And that's the true power of Stoic listening. Finally, don't forget to follow up. If she shares something important, check in with her later. Ask, how are you feeling about what we talked about earlier? This shows that you genuinely care and that her thoughts and feelings matter to you. By practicing active listening, you're not just improving your relationship, you're embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice. You're showing up as the best version of yourself, and that's what true connection is all about. 2. Control your emotions to avoid unnecessary conflict. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control others' actions, we can always control our reactions. This principle is especially crucial in relationships where emotions can run high and misunderstandings can easily escalate into conflicts. When a disagreement arises, the Stoic approach is to pause and reflect before responding. Ask yourself, is my reaction helping the situation, or am I making it worse? For instance, imagine your partner says something that upsets you. Maybe a comment feels dismissive or hurtful. Your first instinct might be to snap back or defend yourself. But here's where Stoicism comes in. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and give yourself a moment to process. Ask yourself, what's really bothering me? Is this worth escalating into an argument? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a powerful reminder that your emotions don't have to control you. By managing your reactions, you prevent unnecessary conflicts and create a more peaceful, respectful dynamic. Here's a practical method to practice emotional control: the pause and reflect technique. When you feel yourself getting upset, pause for a moment, take 3 deep breaths, and ask yourself, what's the best way to respond right now? This simple practice gives you the space to choose a calm, thoughtful response instead of reacting out of anger or frustration. Another Stoic exercise is premeditatio malorum, anticipating challenges. Before a potentially difficult conversation, remind yourself, I can't control how they'll react, but I can control how I respond. Visualize yourself staying calm and composed, no matter what happens. This mental preparation helps you stay grounded and focused on your values, even in emotionally charged situations. It's also important to remember that emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about expressing them in a healthy, constructive way. For example, instead of saying, "You always do this," try, "I feel hurt when this happens, and I'd like us to find a way to work through it together." This approach fosters understanding and collaboration rather than blame and defensiveness. By mastering emotional control, you're not just avoiding conflicts, you're building a relationship based on mutual respect and trust. As Seneca said, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, both as individuals and as a couple. So the next time emotions run high, remember, you have the power to choose your response. And that choice can make all the difference in creating a loving, harmonious relationship. 3. Respect her independence and space. Another key Stoic principle is respecting individuality. Women, like men, value their independence and personal space. Stoicism reminds us that we can't and shouldn't try to control or change someone else. Instead, focus on supporting their growth and respecting their boundaries. This not only strengthens your relationship, but also allows both of you to thrive as individuals. For example, imagine your partner has her own hobbies, career goals, or social life. Maybe she loves painting, is passionate about her job, or enjoys spending time with her friends. Instead of feeling threatened or neglected, encourage her to pursue these interests. Celebrate her achievements and cheer her on. As Seneca said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. When you respect her autonomy, you show that you value her as an individual, not just as part of a relationship. Here's a practical way to practice this. Take an active interest in her passions. If she loves painting, ask her about her latest project. If she's working toward a career goal, offer your support and encouragement. Even small gestures, like giving her space to unwind after a long day or respecting her need for alone time, can make a huge difference. Another Stoic practice to embrace is amor fati, loving what is. This means accepting and appreciating your partner exactly as she is, without trying to change her. Instead of focusing on what you think she should be doing, focus on who she is and how she enriches your life. This mindset shift fosters gratitude and deepens your connection. It's also important to remember that respecting her independence doesn't mean neglecting the relationship. It's about finding a balance between togetherness and individuality. For example, you might have your own hobbies and interests too, and that's perfectly okay. A healthy relationship is one where both partners feel free to be themselves while still nurturing their bond. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." When you respect her independence, you're not just honoring her. You're creating a relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine love. But respecting independence goes beyond just hobbies and careers. It also means giving her the freedom to make her own decisions, even if they differ from what you might choose. For instance, if she wants to take a different approach to a problem or make a decision you don't fully agree with, Resist the urge to control or criticize. Instead, trust her judgment and support her choices. This shows that you value her autonomy and believe in her ability to navigate life. Finally, remember that respecting her independence is a two-way street. Just as you give her space to grow, you should also take time to nurture your own individuality. Pursue your own passions, set personal goals, and maintain your own social connections. When both partners feel fulfilled as individuals, the relationship becomes a source of joy and strength rather than dependency. So the next time you feel the urge to control or interfere, pause and remind yourself, her independence is a strength, not a threat. By supporting her growth and respecting her boundaries, you're not only strengthening your relationship, but also embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom and justice. This is how you create a partnership that's rooted in love, trust, and mutual respect. 4. Express gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that appreciating what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack, is the key to a fulfilling life. In relationships, this means regularly expressing gratitude for the woman in your life. It's not just about saying thank you, it's about recognizing and valuing her presence, her efforts, and her love. Small gestures can have a huge impact. For example, if she's been supportive during a tough time, let her know how much it means to you. Say something like, "I really appreciate how you've been there for me lately. It means so much." Or if she's done something thoughtful, like making your favorite meal or simply listening to you vent, acknowledge it with genuine gratitude. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This mindset of gratitude can transform your relationship. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you create a positive, loving atmosphere that strengthens your bond. Here's a practical way to practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to reflect on one thing you appreciate about her. It could be her sense of humor, her kindness, or the way she makes you feel supported. Write it down in a journal or simply tell her directly. This simple habit not only deepens your appreciation, but also reminds her how much she means to you. Another Stoic practice is to view challenges as opportunities for gratitude. For instance, if you're going through a rough patch, instead of focusing on the negatives, ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this situation? Maybe it's her patience, her resilience, or the fact that you're facing it together. This shift in perspective can turn even difficult moments into opportunities to strengthen your connection. Gratitude also has a ripple effect. When you express appreciation, it encourages her to do the same. Over time, this creates a cycle of positivity and mutual respect. As Seneca said, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. By showing gratitude, you're not just improving your relationship, you're embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom and justice. So make gratitude a daily practice. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you, a small note, or simply taking a moment to acknowledge her efforts, these acts of appreciation can transform your relationship into a source of joy and fulfillment. After all, as the Stoics taught us, true happiness comes from appreciating what we have, not chasing what we don't. 5. Cultivate empathy through perspective taking. Empathy is at the heart of understanding anyone, especially the women in your life. Stoicism teaches us to practice sympathia, the idea that we are all connected and part of a larger whole. This means putting yourself in her shoes and seeing the world from her perspective. It's about stepping outside of your own experiences and truly understanding her thoughts, feelings, and challenges. For example, if your partner is feeling overwhelmed with responsibilities, whether it's work, family, or personal commitments, instead of dismissing her feelings or offering quick fixes, take a moment to truly understand what she's going through. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were in her position? What would I need from my partner right now? This exercise in perspective taking can transform how you respond to her needs. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This powerful question shifts the focus from judgment to self-reflection. By cultivating empathy, You not only deepen your understanding of her, but also strengthen the emotional bond between you. Here's a practical way to practice empathy. The next time she shares something with you, resist the urge to interrupt or offer advice right away. Instead, listen actively and ask open-ended questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or "What can I do to support you?" This shows that you're genuinely interested in her experience and willing to see things from her point of view. Another Stoic technique to enhance empathy is premeditatio malorum, anticipating challenges. Before a conversation, remind yourself, "My goal is to understand her, not to judge or fix." This mental preparation helps you stay calm and focused, even if the conversation becomes emotional. Empathy also involves recognizing and validating her emotions. For instance, if she's feeling stressed or anxious, instead of saying you're overreacting, try, "I can see this is really hard for you. I'm here for you." This simple shift in language can make her feel heard and supported. But empathy goes beyond just words. It's about actions too. Small gestures, like making her a cup of tea when she's stressed or giving her a hug when she's feeling down, can speak volumes. These acts of kindness show that you're not just listening, but also deeply attuned to her emotional needs. It's also important to remember that empathy is a two-way street. Just as you strive to understand her, encourage her to share her thoughts and feelings openly. Create a safe space where she feels comfortable expressing herself without fear of judgment or criticism. By practicing empathy, you're not just improving your relationship, you're embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom and justice. You're showing up as a partner who values her feelings, respects her perspective, and is committed to growing together. So the next time you're tempted to judge or criticize, pause and ask yourself, "How can I see this from her perspective?" By cultivating empathy, you'll create a relationship built on understanding, trust, and deep emotional connection. And as the Stoics believed, this is the foundation of a truly fulfilling and meaningful life. 6. Embrace imperfection and growth. Stoicism teaches us that imperfection is a natural part of being human. No one is perfect, not you, not her, and not your relationship. Instead of striving for an idealized version of love, focus on growth and progress. This mindset shift not only reduces unnecessary pressure, but also allows your relationship to evolve naturally and authentically. For instance, if there's a recurring issue in your relationship, maybe it's communication, trust, or balancing responsibilities, approach it as an opportunity to learn and grow together. Instead of blaming or criticizing, ask, "How can we work on this as a team? What can we both do to improve?" This collaborative approach turns challenges into stepping stones for a stronger, more resilient connection. As Seneca wisely said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." When you embrace imperfection and commit to growth, you create a relationship that's not only resilient, but also deeply fulfilling. Every challenge becomes a chance to deepen your understanding of each other and strengthen your bond. Here's a practical way to practice this. When a disagreement arises, focus on the issue at hand rather than attacking each other. Use we language instead of you language. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel like we could improve how we communicate. What do you think?" This small shift in phrasing fosters collaboration rather than conflict. Another Stoic practice to embrace is amor fati, loving what is. This means accepting your relationship as it is, flaws and all, while still striving to make it better. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, focus on what's right and how you can build on it. For example, if you're frustrated with a recurring issue, remind yourself of the progress you've already made and the strengths you bring to the relationship. It's also important to celebrate small wins along the way. Did you have a productive conversation instead of an argument? Did you both make an effort to understand each other's perspectives? Acknowledge these moments and use them as motivation to keep growing. By embracing imperfection, you're not just accepting reality. You're creating a relationship that's adaptable, resilient, and deeply connected. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, both as individuals and as a couple. So, the next time you face a difficulty, remind yourself, imperfection is not a flaw. it's a feature of being human. By committing to growth and progress, you'll create a relationship that's not only strong, but also deeply meaningful and fulfilling. When you apply these Stoic principles, listening without judgment, controlling your emotions, respecting her independence, expressing gratitude, cultivating empathy, and embracing imperfection, you'll find that your relationship becomes deeper and more meaningful than ever before. Understanding women isn't about solving a mystery, it's about creating a connection based on empathy, respect, and love. So, take these lessons to heart and start practicing them today. And remember, relationships are a journey, not a destination. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Spirit for more insights on living a wiser, more fulfilling life. Let me know in the comments, how do you apply Stoic philosophy in your relationships? Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay mindful, and keep growing.